Okay, guys, so I'm going to walk you through how to get started on your shattered drawing assignment. Every day, I'm going to post 1 to 2 steps in some videos while I complete this assignment along with you. So you're actually watching me live completing this assignment, and I already got started here. What you're going to need is a piece of paper. I'm using an old sketchbook, as you can see here, that I found in a closet. But if you don't have a sketchbook, don't worry. A piece of copy paper would be perfectly acceptable. Even a piece of notebook paper, you guys, seriously. In these times, as we're trying to figure out how to teach art online, I'm not sure what you have available at home. So I'm flexible, and I need you to be flexible as well, especially while we're all learning this together. You're going to need a pencil. I prefer these cheap number 2 pencils. I think they're great for shading, though I have many artist friends that like to use a mechanical pencil, and that's fine. I do suggest, if you have a mechanical pencil, make sure you have enough lead for it. And if you're using just a plain old regular pencil, a good pencil sharpener is good because you'll need that as you do your value scales, and erasers are always good to have around as well. So hopefully you watched the webcast on the actual projects. You can find these on It's Learning. Under the Resources tab, there is a folder called School Closures, and then there's a subfolder that's titled First Drawing Project / Assignment during the school closure. Okay, and I have drawing vocabulary Google Slides in that, and I have our whole shattered drawing Google Slides in that. And again, make sure you watch that and check these resources out, and of course follow along on these videos. So the very first step is you are going to be selecting an image to draw out. I love springtime, and I'm really tired of this rainy weather. So I wanted to do a beautiful tulip, which is one of my favorite types of flowers. So I went ahead and drew that out. I used really simple lines when creating this drawing. And again, if you watch that video, we learned about contour lines, which is just the outline, okay, of our object. Very minimal detail. I did outline some of the shadows, but again, I just did the very minimal outline. Guys, if you can't draw, that's okay. You can do a basic shape, all right? Maybe you just do a bunch of just really basic triangles, okay, all over your paper in different sizes. Maybe you overlap some of these or have them go in different directions, okay? It's totally up to you. I gotta move something, you guys, because I'm unable to. I'm using my daughter's table here, and I'm not able to get the full access to my screen here. Hopefully you can see a little bit more of my sketchbook now. The other thing, you guys, is if you love something, okay, maybe you love sports or music, or you love acting, select a really simple image from that and draw that. Maybe you draw like a really basic music note. I don't know, how did the music notes go? Something like, that's not a music note, but something like that. Or you can even do just a swirl. Don't mind that. That's not really great example, but you know what I mean. Maybe you love a certain cartoon character. Maybe you draw that, like SpongeBob or Kermit the Frog, which I'm actually about to show you in just a moment. Maybe you love space and you want to just draw planets. That could be fine. I had students who have just traced the outline of their hand and have created this assignment doing this way. It really doesn't matter. And if you're lucky enough to have a printer at your house, maybe you print an image and you trace it. That's perfectly fine, you guys. This isn't about really getting great at drawing basic shapes, although we want to get better at that. this exercise is all about learning about value and shading, okay, in addition to lines and shapes. So if you want to trace your object, that's okay. Just make sure the object is large enough to fill up most of your paper. I'm going to actually show you some examples here when I've taught this lesson in the past of some final products that I've had students create. Here is a galaxy. You can see I'm trying to fit it all on the screen. She did a little semicircle for her sun, and then she did all the planets. Guys, this is a basic shape. It's circles, okay? And of course, around Saturn, she did the rings, all right? But it's just really, really basic shapes. I had a student who did this here where they traced their hand. Look at that. All he did was trace his hand. Okay, he laid it flat on a piece of paper. He traced the outline. He did add a little bit of minimal detail. He added in a nail and a couple of lines to represent the wrinkle of the hand. Okay, but wow, look at the results of this. Okay, don't worry about all the shading yet. We'll get to all of that. And of course, one of my personal favorites, because I'm a huge Jim Henson fan and I love the Muppets, I had a student do a Kermit the Frog. So again, he did a really, really basic Kermit, and he just did the head of Kermit, and he drew the outline, okay, of his head and eyes, a basic smile, and that zigzag kind of color that Kermit most notably has as a character, okay? So anything you want to do for your object, whether it's a basic shape, tracing your hand, an image of something you love or representing something you love, just go for it, all right? Let's not be shy or intimidated here, okay? And whatever you'd like to do, hopefully you choose that, because I think not everybody's going to love art, but at least you could utilize the things you do love in this class. And that's what I think is the most important thing. You create something about stuff you love. All right. And it's great if you love art and get to incorporate that as well. So that's really important to me. All right. So guys, please keep that in mind. So what I've done is I'm going to move my document camera so you can see. I have drawn out a tulip flower. Okay, again, I've kept it really, really simple. That would be step one. All right, so select what you want to do and completely fill your paper up drawing that out. I have this old saying, draw light till you get it right. So I actually drew it pretty soft to begin with, and then I've saved a little bit of that for this video, but I go over my lines. Once I've actually drawn it in lighter, then I start to darken my lines up. All right, and that makes things easier. Okay, boom. Here we go. Adding in some of that detail. Kind of cut my flower off there. There we go. Super basic contour line of a tulip. Just the outlines. Okay, really simple shapes. Can you see it? Good. Step 2, get a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, don't worry. Use the straight edge of a book. I have one of my daughter's storybooks here. You're going to draw at least 10 different types of lines going through your entire image, because we're trying to give the illusion that it's going to look shattered when we're finished, just like in this drawings. You can see here he has all kinds of lines. Some stop short, some go through the entire picture. Okay, you can see that here in the hand drawing where they drew lines again going through the entire picture. Some are a little bit shorter. You could do straight lines, the whole thing in straight lines. You can do some curved lines. Okay, I think I'm going to do a combination of both of those. So I'm going to start off just drawing one big line going through my image. please make sure if you're trying to draw a straight line, you're using something to help you, whether it's a book or a ruler, because if you try to draw it freehand, it's just probably going to be a little sloppy. Even me, who I've been doing art for 20 years, I still have a hard time drawing a straight line just freehanded. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of lines going through my object, and it doesn't matter where they go. Okay, so I just kind of got it cross here. I'm going to draw maybe another line up here in this corner. There's 3 lines. I think I want to try to draw a curved line, and I've got a cup of tea here. So again, we're trying to be resourceful because we're at our houses. So I'm going to use my cup to trace a curve. Okay, I'm going to rotate it because I came to the handle, to the edge. All right, now I've got 4, how many of that? 1, 2, 3, 4 lines there. Okay. Maybe you have a protractor and you're able to draw other types of curved lines. And I think from there, I'm going to continue to just draw some straight lines. Here's 5. I think I want to draw some lines going from here to here. 6, 7. I think I want to do another curved line. I'm going to use my teacup here. Just go to the edge of my paper. I've lost count of how many lines I've done, so I'm just going to keep doing maybe 3 more. You can do more than 10 to 12 lines. You can do as many lines as you want. Just keep in mind, every section that you create, you're going to be shading a value scale in. I don't like that I have a little curved line down here. I'm going to kind of show you. I had a line kind of going off the edge. You can see where I've erased it. So I'm going to add in, here I am. See, I can't even draw a straight line freehanded. All right, there we go. Okay, so I feel pretty good about this image. I want to finish this line up here. My book didn't quite make it all the way to the edge of my paper. So that's step 1 and 2. And again, you can see all of this in the Google Slides that I have in your resources. So I drew my basic image of my tulip, and then I drew at least 10 lines straight, curved. You could even do, let's just do a zigzag line for fun. I'm going to do a zigzag line up here in this corner. There we go. Let's make it a little funky. That's fine. There we go. All right. So a bunch of lines, any style of line going through your entire image. Okay, that's step 1 and 2. That's all you need to complete for today. And tomorrow I'll talk a little bit about shading and how to get started on creating some of these beautiful value scales within your artwork.